Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the final turns of our game here in the Humankind Victor OpenDev. We have 11 turns left before the end of the game. I went and double checked, it is 150 turns. We are at the end of this. We have 3,000 influence left to earn for this last 300-ish fame star. I'm sure it'll come down a couple of points before we grab it. And that's going to take probably 4 to 5 turns to get. Is it... Okay, we're at 33,180, so we need a little bit less than 3,000. No, we need a little bit more than 3,000. Yeah, right now we're pulling in like 700 something? 712? Okay, so... Oh yeah, you can just mouse over this and get that star display. That would have been a good thing to have been doing. So the question is, will delaying for this number of turns get us a greater amount of fame than just jumping to the next era and getting a start on the next era's star as well? Stars are worth 100 fame when you hit, so we'd have to, in order for it to be more fame to move up now, we would have to get at least 3 stars that we will not get if we stick around. I think we're going to stick around. We're going to get that athlete star. Yeah, and while we're doing that, obviously there's lots of other stuff going on here. So, first of all... circumnavigation. Isn't there a competitive deed for circumnavigation? Let's see. Get access to every strategic and luxury. I'm not sure... That probably includes... Well, it definitely includes the strategics from this coming era, right? So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe. This is all stuff that's gotten. Conquer each continent. Conquer is probably a pretty big, like, actually own the whole thing. Definitely not getting that. Spread your influence through an entire continent. You know, it could happen. Map each continent. So we haven't seen this whole landmass, I guess. Oh, that's true. It's a big continent and some of it's on the other side of Orange, right? There's lots and lots of wonders out there. Yeah, okay. Circumnavigation of the world is worth 150 fame. We can definitely do that. No stone unturned. Certainly not happening. Also, there's that symposium thing. I still don't know how a symposium works. So actually, it looks like we're closer to it than I thought we were. Yeah, let's just go ahead and sail over here. I don't know exactly what they mean by circumnavigate. I'm hoping that it's enough to just have seen a contiguous band of tiles all the way around the world. Which we have done. Yeah, we do have a... Probably that's good enough, right? Probably that's basically what they mean. You all are just exploring out here. We are going to have access to the new strategics, like, basically right away, right? We know... Oh, hey, we discovered Vinikunka. A site of daily worship and offerings, the mountain range is a testament to greater forces. Or maybe it's just, pretty. I mean, physics is a pretty great force, I guess. It is a testament to greater forces, maybe not in any more special of a way than any mountain range. But that's still something. Okay, so what do we want to be doing here? Well, first of all, that probably. Secondly, we have an awful lot of infrastructure-type stuff. Yeah, a cabinet of curiosities. That sounds like a fine thing to have. Probably every city should have one, now that we have our other stuff down. Although, Beijing might benefit a little bit more from some other things. So we're not in a big hurry. We don't have a river here. Stoneworks is kind of unimpressive. We're not... I mean, building more influence is never going to be bad for us, right? +1 industry per worker. I mean, we're getting into some very high-cost buildings up here. Let's see, the low-tier science buildings are probably not a primary concern just yet. Yeah, I guess districts. Like, continuing to build science districts is certainly not a bad idea. Oh, we need to attach one more district before the era ends. That's a thing we should have no trouble doing. So, let's go ahead and continue to culture bomb. That. Ah, this is converting toward yellow. That's a shame. Slowly but surely, strangling them out of their own territory. It is going to take 5 turns for this to flip over, huh? That is not great. I have problems with that. There's not much we can do about it, though. You cannot rush that process. So, for the moment, there is the horse food building. Did I build that already? Apparently I did. Oh, you know what? It was probably part of the basic set of buildings. That being the case, then, yeah, do this. And let's just... I guess we only have 2 farmer slots right now. Okay, well, building more farmer slots is definitely valuable. We are going to need some money for quickly converting the village on the new continent, that neutral faction. So I don't want to spend everything. This will be good, though. We do need that. And then now that we have that... Yeah, another one of these extended out is a considerable amount of industry. So actually, are we going to get this? In order to do so, we would have to... I mean, we'd basically have to build another city, right? In order to get that done in time. Oh no, sorry. When we take over the neutrals, it'll handle that. Okay, so yeah, we're actually all set on that. It's the first star of that type that we're getting, so it's not very valuable. Yeah, it is the first star of that type that we're getting, but whatever, it's fine. So end turn. Also, we are growing toward a population point. So these, the armies being produced by this are hostile. I guess I should maybe be prepared for that? I don't really have a plan on that one. And I don't... will they just, like, evaporate when we take over Mbanza Congo? I'm not actually sure. The armies from Malacca, I think, did just disappear. So, okay, maybe we don't have to be worried. Maybe everything's fine. So, what else should be happening in Malacca? Maybe we should be building a grand tea house. Oh right, that's plus 20 stability because it's building over an existing district, which we do not, in fact, want to do. If we're going to build over something and lose the resources, yeah, probably 2 industry is the place. So we need, next turn, we will want to have $1,600 on hand. Yeah, we can just go ahead and buy that out. That's fine. And then, is it more influence time? It might be more influence time. Again, no river here, unfortunately. You know, the influence boost is not like... it's not bad. It's not necessarily hugely useful. Over here where we are unchallenged, but it's certainly not bad. Or we could just produce more food. I don't hate that. So as soon as we have a little bit more population, we will be buying out some settlers. I want to try to get stable and productive in these areas, but that's coming along pretty quickly. Okay, so let's sail out here and complete... Alright, we have completed a ring of visible tiles all the way around the world, but it's not, you know... like, it's contiguous, but it wobbles a lot. It goes south and then north, and it did not give us credit for the deed, right? Oh no, we now have 7 completed. No, that's right, because the new one is Vinikunka. Yeah, so... I wonder what else we will have to do to be considered to have circumnavigated the globe. Alright, Yulach should probably just get up here and play somewhat aggressive defense. And we want to try to get a little bit closer to our existing owned territory so that we can use these units to put down outposts and stuff, right? You can build another one of these. We haven't built one. Wow, there's a lot of places where we haven't built tea houses yet. Well, I'm not going to turn down 32 influence. That seems pretty solid. Oh, this region. We've not built one in this region yet. We queue one more up? Oh, right, we also own this weird little island down here. Yeah. Let's just get these all in the queue. Yeah, I guess up here. And then more influence. More influence bombs. So they are holding on up there, unfortunately. I'm sure we could press all kinds of nonsense on them, but they would just ignore it, and I'm not going to declare war over it. They would call my bluff correctly, successfully. All right. So we're getting close. Yeah, man. Takes a while. So we can purchase you. There's my expansionist star. Does city cap us, though? Ah, yes, we can do absorbs with money now. That's right. That might happen, honestly. We may well do that. This is a pretty small loss. Making sure that we are producing influence as efficiently as possible. Because, boy, wouldn't it be cool to get another aesthete star? Let's figure that out. We can head up here. So how close are we on gold? We're still quite far away. Yeah, that's not going to happen. The amount of money you need to be bringing in to be making the money stars is like really harsh. Ah, solid line here. That's another neutral up there. Okay, well, I don't want to lose this boat, so maybe we should bring it back. It is a bummer, though. I thought for sure we were going to get our fame when we... I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, that's fine. I thought for sure we were going to get fame for that deed once we had a path all the way around the world. It is a real shame that we did not. Okay, you guys can map the rest of that coast. So now that we have this, we can outpost this region. And I reckon we ought to. It's not really a good spot for it. It's a big desert, right? Yeah, there's like no food anywhere. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and then would you believe? More places that we can tea house. So we do have this district up here as well, and there's a bunch of basically dead territory up here. Okay, we got all of the influence buildings in Napata that we're going to get. We have some farmers' quarters here. We're also like... We're getting a little tight on food in Napata, I guess. But let's build that, and then like... Yeah. Plus 2% science per saltpeter, plus 20% science. Hey, that seems pretty alright. That is 10, like, that build is going to be after the game ends. We are sort of right up against it, huh? This city is just a total waste. Right now, it's not really working much of interest. I mean, we have the Stonefield stuff here, but we're planning to just absorb this anyway, right? So really, the only thing that we could build that would be helpful would be more districts. Yeah. And that absorb is probably not actually going to happen before the end of the game. Over a long enough term, it absolutely would, though. Alright, so you guys are in your guard position. You will remain here until the end of time. And, obviously, a culture bombing we will go. That's mine. Clearly. We're gonna get this whole thing. Yeah, the landmass we started on is, like, absurdly huge. It's this whole thing, like, exploring that is extremely non-trivial. These areas are all converting, and we could, I suppose, push on those with our influence bombs instead. It doesn't feel necessary. Okay, we got an agrarian star. I wasn't really paying attention to how much population we needed for that. Was that the second or third? That was the second. Okay, so that's a good amount of fame. We're certainly not going to get the third. Just keep revealing tiles. If we're very fast, maybe we can get this whole continent explored before the end of the game and get the fame for that. Maybe. That means there is no time for delay. Alright, I'm going to send the horses straight across here. Will I be able to get... maybe not. Alright, you know what? The horses may have to get in the water and make sure we meet those people. So I'm going to end their turn right here. Yeah, we're not going to map this. We don't have the time. So there's still many places where we could use one of these. Okay, it does the least damage to our resource income if we put it up there, and then we can still build one in the actual capital as well. Do we really still have... Because we built one up in this island. Where else can I put one down? Yeah, we built one down here. Oh, right, yeah. I forgot about this outpost way over here. I keep forgetting that this is a different region that we own because the outpost is so far in the corner. I think I just let that build for the moment. We'll worry about buyouts and stuff later. And then, like, up here, start grabbing more food. Doesn't much matter, it feels like, what we build over here. This area is kind of finished. I guess these basic influence buildings are fast and cheap. You have a school already, right? Yeah, Inventor's Workshop would be good. I mean, again, we're talking about stuff that's not even going to get built. Alright, and we continue to try to harass Yellow off of the landmass. That's going to keep converting back, and we're just going to keep stepping on it. There is no influence reaching this from anywhere. This stuff is converting naturally, right? Yeah, that is at least. So see, like, it's not clear to me entirely why this is receiving none of our influence, given that it's surrounded by so much stuff that does have our influence. And it is actually adjacent to two territories that we control where we have influence producing stuff. Yeah, still not super clear on the mechanics. Well, it's probably too late to worry about it now. Alright, so we got our Aesthete Star. This is, yeah, still a couple of turns off. We're certainly not waiting for that. You know what? It's holding. We're doing it. So I'm going to flip that this way. Take that, yellow. Oh, and yellow's fighting green, of course. If you completely overawe somebody with your influence, you should be able to just tell them that they are your vassal. And they're just like, yep, I agree with that. Who could possibly argue? You're right. I am your vassal. I'm so silly for not having seen it earlier. Are we going to be able to see? Yes, we are. Cool. Cool and excellent. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and drop resources on them until we have 30 influence. Yeah. I don't think we're going to need large amounts of influence for anything. We're not going to claim another wonder or anything. And then press the buttons a little bit more. There we go. So we'll welcome them to the fold soon enough. I was going to have them come over here, but now that we're going to put the horses in the water to meet these ones, I wonder if I should just run east. Let's go reveal this tile. Okay, it's iron. That was a pretty solid reveal, actually. And then, like, aggressively outposting? Gosh, there is no food anywhere in this region. Because we're going to want to run back this way. I think that's the right place to do it. I may not be optimizing our end of game fame gain very well. That may be the case. What do we want to be building here? I guess at this point, influence stuff is fine. The city kind of has its basics. It's like, to a very real degree, we are just waiting for the population to roll in and stuff. And then in Nanjing, we should definitely build more of these and continue to focus people on food and food overflow. Alright, let's go ahead and jump up to the next era. So, I think it's pretty obviously the case that we want to go with somebody who has an influence affinity. So, I mean, let's look at all of them, I guess, in case there's like something that really leaps out. So Persians are about building districts. This is the district affinity. Shared project industry cost down. The caravanserai does not need to be built adjacent to another district and gets you industry and money and trade slots and applies a speed boost to friendly armies in the district. That's pretty cool. And then stronger when attacking. Piercing, it's probably like a 3 or 4 point boost, right? A lot of these things seem to be that. It doesn't seem bad. The Austro-Hungarians get +2 influence on all influence districts. Not bad. Plus 50% turns before being converted. That's like a 0 concern. Stability and influence, of course. There's a lot of emblematic districts that are just stability and influence, it feels like. And then they have the members of the world's first military intelligence service. They ignore hostile zones of control and they have 52 base combat strength. And 4 range, and that seems like a very good unit. The British are, of course, about expansion and money. +10 money and +10 money for liege. Yeah, okay, I get the thematics there. A little hard to be happy about playing something like that. The French just produced 20% bonus science. That seems okay. You know, honestly, we could go for a science affinity. Maybe that would be better, because we tear through technology. Although we will only be researching expensive technology because we took all the cheap stuff already. So I don't know, maybe not. Heavier charge. It's like heavy charge, but more so. I really am curious what much higher combat strength bonus means. And the exhibition hall is, of course, a science district with plus science per population, which is, you know, in any older city is just going to be a tremendous amount of science. Like, this is a very powerful one. And it also gives bonus influence in the... Man, French might be the right move, actually. I'm not sure. The Germans get combat strength on... Oh, damn it. Right. Scrolling the mouse wheel down makes us scroll that way, except in the case where there's a scroll bar in the thing, where scrolling the mouse wheel down does this instead. And so I keep doing that, expecting to see details beyond the unit here. Plus 1 industry per population... 3 industry on each adjacent maker's quarter. This could be incredibly powerful. And then, of course, the U-boat. Probably not 100% appropriate, I think, to the era in which, like, to the time period in which these appear. Right? These are, like, 500 CE U-boats. Italians are also influence-based. Plus 10 stability on commons quarters, and the cost of commons quarters goes down. That seems very weak. Like, that might be the weakest affinity, or the weakest legacy ability we've seen by, I would say, a fairly huge margin. Huh. Plus 1 influence for each trader and researcher in your city... and more influence per commons quarter. Okay, those are fine. In high population cities, these are going to be really powerful. And then can cross cliffs. We finally found the unit that will make up for my inability to see where the cliffs are. The Mexicans are agrarian affinity, just plus 20% food in all cities. Very, 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 very powerful. Plus food per adjacent farmers' quarters. Okay, so this is much like the German thing, except for food instead of industry. That does seem real good. Stealth unit that remains hidden even when attacking. Plus 10 experience on creating a unit per number of territories on all cities. This is not worded the clearest, but you get the idea. This is a bunch of extra faith. Interesting. I am not sure how the religion system is going to function in the long game, if there will be a larger number of tenets to earn. Because as it is, faith has become sort of unimpressive to us, right? Like, it doesn't really do a lot for us anymore. So in that sense, it's a little weird to see an emblematic district at this point do that. But if there are going to be more tenets, then faith remains more relevant. Plus 3 industry per trader on all cities is pretty cool. Money and industry and money, yeah. And the Gatling elephant, because there are never going to stop being elephant units. So, an elephant unit with 55 base combat strength and suppression seems very strong. And the Zulu get bonus health regen, 30 experience on units from this district. Yeah, that seems very good. And of course the Impy, because in every game, it's the Impy. Bonus combat strength when attacking stronger units is a way, way better trait than bonus combat strength against weaker units. Okay, so that's interesting. There are 2 influence affinities, and then also there's the French. We might be able to just bomb out a lot of technologies really, really fast, and their district still gives influence. I think we're gonna break off of the influence path, maybe. Especially with the ability to set all of our cities into science mode for the final few turns, we might actually pull off a fair number of researches. Alright, it is gonna mean that we can't continue to harass yellow with influence bombs, and it is gonna hurt our gold output too. But it does seem pretty strong. Maybe we should just stay the course. Because, like, that money, we are using that money for stuff, right? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stick to the influence plan. This is going to be a bunch. We have a lot of districts that produce influence, and this is going to be good. Oh, it's going to show us a whole thing of our... Did we end the game? Is that what happened? Okay, this is going to play out, like, very slowly. I think maybe what we did is we just ended the game. Skip this player's story. So it would show us everybody's. Let's skip the stories. I think this is a cool idea in general. But it is going to play out very, very slowly, even over a game of this length. Yeah, we're gonna not sit and watch this for each player. So yeah, I guess we ended the game. I am surprised by that. I thought it was going to just carry us forward into the next era. I mean, obviously, if we have the option to end the game when we are up by this degree of fame, we should probably take that. Because, you know, it makes us... It's a button we can press that causes us to win the game. So in that sense, hooray! Good job, us! It is my opinion, I don't want to present myself as some sort of expert on games, but it is my opinion that in a broad sense, if there is a button that you can press and it makes you win the game, you should press it. Hot takes here. So yeah, I guess that's it. I did, in fact, enjoy the scenario. And of course, there is a feedback form to fill out. Please, if you are doing this thing, remember to fill out your feedback form, because they do need that information. So... Okay, these selections don't really do anything except... Oh no, they do have their own list here. How many people's longest war is going to be against yellow, do you reckon? Actually, not as many as I would have thought. It's weird that, first of all, I don't know what longest ideology means. That's a weird way to word that, but it's also weird that brown just doesn't have one. Huh. Okay, well, I think this is where we're gonna... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me look at the other drop-downs here. How are we doing relative to everybody on everything? So, of course, we're producing way more food. That's not a big surprise. Industry is going to be, yep, an even greater thing. We were getting out-moneyed really, really badly. Look at that. These are the values you need to be at if you're going to be reliably hitting those merchant stars, right? And it looks like Pink was really playing the money game very effectively. Yeah, this is no big surprise. Food makes population, makes industry, which then makes science, is like a very standard sort of flow for a 4X game. There was that period where I was just kind of building districts with reckless abandon. Wow, I'm really surprised at the population that Black was able to put out. The Umayyads had a very powerful religion that we just basically were not in conflict with at all. So we sort of ruled half the world with our religion, and then they had the other half. I was not conducting a lot of trade on account of constant demands in all directions. We didn't actually... We are not represented as having a more powerful military than Orange at really any point. I don't remember exactly when our war with them ended. It was around 130-ish, right? So they did drop to a local minimum shortly after ending up at war with me. I wonder if they would have pushed us if this had not happened. And this was not our doing, right? We didn't actually end up fighting them at all. They were just in too much trouble. Yeah, okay. Well, we did it. We have done the thing. That is going to be it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to Humankind. I'm very excited for the actual release, and I hope you all are too. When you come back next time on Monday, we're going to be playing some new stuff. I don't even know what yet. It'll be a surprise to everyone. And we'll see you then.